everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Mary, and welcome to Self-Empowerment Sunday, where we will spend the next 60 minutes connecting breath to movement as we work on elongating our muscles, building strength, and improving our balance. So we'll go ahead and get started today. We're going to come into dead bug pose to start out. So go ahead and lie back on your mat, on your back. Bring the soles of your feet onto your mat so that your knees are pointed up. Take a breath cycle here to find your center. And on an inhale, bring your feet up into the air so that the soles of your feet are pointed to the ceiling. And raise your hands up so that your hands are pointed, your fingertips are pointed at the ceiling as well. And we'll begin to focus on our breath here. Our inhales and our exhales. Coming into this present moment. Begin to settle into your breath, allowing it to flow freely and naturally. Let your thoughts flow in and out, just allowing them to be. Look at them with detached awareness. Faintly bring your attention to the sounds around you. Without analyzing or contemplating, notice the sounds outside your room. Now notice the sounds inside your room. Maybe you hear movement or breathing or a soft hum. Now notice the surface of your body. What sensations do you feel? Notice the physical sensations in your body. Just observe them with present awareness. Allow your body to settle into your mat. Feel grounded and supported by the earth below. Continue with your slow and steady breath, allowing whatever thoughts showing up in your mind to surface. Gently release them and let them go as you exhale. Let your mind flow freely with each inhale and exhale. Allow them to walk away and back towards the sea. Whatever thoughts arise, let them surface without judgment and without attaching any stories or emotions to them. Try not to ponder or get caught up in them or let them weigh you down. Just observe them and then let them go with each exhale, out with the waves and into the sea. As your thoughts settle down, so too does your entire being. As you become more settled, notice how your thoughts begin to slow down and dissipate during our practice today. I invite you to stay in this present moment, being mindful to your thoughts. If you find your thoughts stressing you out, come back to your breath and allow your exhales to release your stressful thoughts and wash them away back out towards the sea. Now, when you're ready, you can go ahead and release everything down onto the mat and come to join me in a cross-legged position on your mat as we get started for today's practice. So we're going to start off today doing a round of Kundalini breath of fire. So making sure our back is straight. We're going to inhale, bringing our hands up into a V over our head. Our thumbs will be pointed towards our head. Take an inhale here, and on your exhale, what I want you to do is I want you to snap back that belly in towards you in a sudden, sharp exhale. So it's going to sound like this. We're going to inhale through our nose and exhale forcibly through our nose, making our stomach go in and out. So we're going to do that for 1 minute, and I'll go ahead and cue you guys. So when you're ready, go ahead and start. We got about 30 seconds. Keep it up. You guys are doing great. Ten seconds. Keep it up. Beautiful. Now go ahead and release those hands down onto your knees. From here, take a breath here and come back into your breath. And when you're ready, we're going to go into doing some seated cat-cows. So we're going to inhale, sucking our belly in, bringing our shoulders and chin towards our chest. We're going to exhale, pushing everything out, our belly out, our shoulders back, chin towards the sky. And we're going to float with our breath for 5 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can meet me back in center. From there, we're going to do a neck stretch. So go ahead and extend your right fingertips out beside you and bring your left fingertips over top of your head and bring them to about the top of your right ear. And then gently bring your neck over to the left. And we're going to hold here for 5 breath cycles, feeling the stretch on the right side. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can meet me back in center as we prepare to do that on the other side. So from center, we're going to stretch out our left fingertips beside us on the left side, and we're going to raise our right fingertips to our head and bring them over top to meet the top of our right ear. And then we're gently going to bring a stretch into the left side here. And we're going to hold for 5 breath cycles here. Once you've completed your breath cycles, you can meet me back in center. From center, we're going to set ourselves up for fire log pose. So bring your left leg up to be parallel with the top edge of your mat. And then bring your right ankle to rest on top of your left knee. Flexing your feet here, inhale to find length in your spine. We're going to take 5 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, don't move because we're adding on to that. So once you've completed your 5 breath cycles, I want you to bring your left hand and place it on top of your right knee. Bring your right fingertips behind you on the mat, and on an exhale, we're going to twist over to the right, coming into a twist on the right. And we're going to hold for 3 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can return to center. Coming out of fire log pose, you can go back into easy pose. From there, we're going to set up to do that on the other side. So bring your right foot, bottom of your leg, to parallel to your mat. And bring your left ankle to rest on top of your right knee. Flexing our feet here, we're going to inhale and find length in our spine. And then we're going to hold for 5 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, don't move because we got to twist on this side now. So from here, we're going to place our right hand over top of our left knee, and we're going to bring our left fingertips to the mat behind us. Inhale here to find length in your spine, and we're going to exhale, twisting to the left, bringing our gaze to the left. And we're going to hold here for 3 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can return to center. And we're actually going to repeat that set over again. So let's go ahead and set up our right foot to the top edge of our mat. And we're going to bring our left ankle over top of left foot to the top edge of your mat. Bring your right ankle over top of your left knee. Inhale here to find length in your spine and to flex your feet. Take 5 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, don't release because we're twisting to the right. Bring your left hand to rest on top of your right knee, your right fingertips on the mat behind you. Inhale to find length in your spine. Exhale to twist to the right, bringing your gaze to the right. And we're going to hold for 3 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can return back to center as we set ourselves up to do it on the left side for the last time. So bringing your left foot now up to parallel to the top edge of your mat. Bring your right ankle on top. Nope, wrong way. Yeah. Right ankle to parallel to your mat. Left ankle on top of your right knee. Bring your right hand, or we're going to take 5 breath cycles here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting all confused today. We're going to take 5 breath cycles here, coming into this moment. And once you've completed your breath cycles, don't release because we're adding on. Bring that right hand to rest on top of your left knee. Left fingertips on the mat behind you. Inhale, finding length in your spine. Exhale to twist to the left, gaze to the left. We're going to hold for 3 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can meet me back in center. And from center, we're actually going to come up onto hands and knees now. We're coming into tabletop pose. Take a breath cycle here. Take a couple breath cycles here before we add on to this. And when you are ready, we're going to be setting ourselves up to do some bird dogs here. So inhale, your right fingertip in front of you and your left foot behind you. Take 2 breath cycles here. And when you're ready, we're going to bring our left knee in to meet our right elbow. So when you're ready, exhale that knee in to meet your elbow. Inhale back out. Exhale in. Inhale out. One more time. Exhale in. Inhale out. Great job. Release. Back into tabletop. Take a breath cycle here. And when you're ready, set yourself up for the other side. So inhale, your left fingertips in front of you, right foot behind you, flexing your foot. Take 2 breath cycles here. And when you're ready, we're going to bring our elbow in to meet our knee. So exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale out. One more time. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale out. Great job. Back down to tabletop. We're going to repeat that one more time. So take a couple breaths in tabletop. And when you're ready, exhale, right fingertips in front of you, left foot behind you, flexing that foot. Take 2 breath cycles here. And when you're ready, exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale out. We're going to do one more. Exhale in. Inhale out. Great job. Release to tabletop. Take 2 breath cycles here. And when you're ready, inhale, left fingertips in front of you, right foot behind you, flexing that foot. Take 2 breath cycles here. And when you're ready, on an exhale, bring your knee in to meet your elbow. Inhale back out. Exhale in. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale out. One more. Exhale in. Inhale out. Great job. Release to tabletop. Take 2 breath cycles here. And when you're ready, go ahead and release your belly down onto the mat. We're coming into a modified Sphynx pose here. So go ahead and ground your hips into the mat. Bring your elbows in to underneath your shoulders. We're going to inhale and look down. And we're going to exhale to shine our heart forward. Gaze is forward. Take a couple breath cycles here before we add on. And when you're ready, we are going to inhale our feet up. Really pressing those hips into the mat. And we're going to hold here for 5 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and release everything. Bring your hands parallel to the top edge of the mat, and you can release your forehead down onto your arms. Just take a breath cycle there. And when you're ready, come on back up to tabletop. Take a breath cycle. And then from here, we're going to inhale our right foot up. You want to try and have the sole of your feet to touch your bottom. This is tiger pose here. Really feel your strength in your arms. Ground down in those hands. We're going to take 3 breath cycles here. And after you've completed your breath cycles, you can release that foot back down, coming back into tabletop. Staying here long enough, repeating that on the other side. So once you've caught your breath, go ahead and inhale your left foot into the air so that the sole of your foot can almost touch your bottom. Really press into your hands here and feel your strength. Ground into your mat. We're going to hold here for 3 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and release down into tabletop. Take a breath cycle here before we repeat that set all over again. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and release onto your belly, setting yourself back up into Sphynx pose. So really grounding your hips and the tops of your feet into the mat, bringing your elbows in alignment with your shoulders. We're going to look down to inhale, and we're going to exhale and look up. Take a breath cycle here. And when you're ready, on an inhale, bring your feet up. And we're going to hold here for 5 breath cycles. Once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and come up into tabletop. Take a breath there. And then on an inhale, lift your right foot into the sky so that the bottom of your foot can almost touch your bottom. Really press into your hands here. Feel the strength in your arms. We're going to take 5 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can release your foot back down into tabletop. Take a breath cycle here. And then when you are ready, on an inhale, inhale your left foot up so that the sole of your foot can almost touch your bottom. Press into those hands and feel your strength here. Take 5 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and release down into tabletop. Take a breath cycle there. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come up to stand on your mat. We're going to flow with our breath here. So from here, standing at the top edge of your mat, we're going to inhale our arms to the sky, hands together. We're going to exhale, bringing our hands to heart center. Inhale, hands down into forward fold. Exhale, half lift. Inhale, ragdoll. Exhale, hands to the sky. Inhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. All right, we're going to do that 2 more times. So inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, ragdoll. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, ragdoll. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're going to get into some fancy footwork here. So we're going to open up our legs to a 90-degree angle, almost as if we're coming into goddess leg. Our toes can be diagonal to our body. Go ahead and sink down into your thighs, making sure your knees are over your ankles. Get centered here. Feel strong and stable in your foundation. And then when you're ready, come up onto your toes and bring your hands up, almost like you're doing Karate Kid pose. We're going to hold here for 3 breath cycles. We're focusing on our balance right now. And once you've completed your breath cycles, don't drop those feet because we're adding on to this. So when you're ready, go ahead and bow forward, bringing your hands into that space between your legs. Your gaze can be down at the floor. We're going to inhale our arms back up, and we're going to exhale them back down. Inhale our arms back up. Exhale them back down. We're just going to do 2 more breath cycles with that, flowing with our own breath. You guys can do it. I know you can. And once you're done, go ahead and release those feet. Heel toe the feet back in. Great job, guys. And now we're going to inhale our arms up to the sky, bringing our hands, palms into touch. And we're going to exhale into a side bend over to the right. And we're going to take 3 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and return to center, but then exhale over to the left and take your 3 breath cycles on the left side bend. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and return your hands down to your sides. From here, we're going to do that set all over again. So opening our legs into a 90-degree angle, coming into our goddess legs. We're going to go ahead and take an inhale here. We're going to exhale, sinking down into our thighs, making sure our knees are in alignment with our ankles. Take a breath here to get stable. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale our feet up and bring our hands up into like the Karate Kid pose. We're going to hold here for 2 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, go ahead and bow forward on an exhale, bringing your hands into the space between your 2 legs. Get stable here in your foundation before we bring movement into this. And when you are ready, you can go ahead and inhale your arms up. Exhale them down. Inhale your arms up. Exhale them down. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Great job. Release those toes. Heel toe the feet back in. And when you're ready, inhale your hands up to the sky, palms touching. And we're going to exhale to bend to the right, coming into a side bend on the right. And we're going to hold here for 3 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can inhale back to center and then exhale to bend to the left. And take 3 breath cycles there. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can meet me back in center as we prepare to do that set 1 more time. So opening our legs into a 90-degree angle, coming into goddess legs, making sure our toes are diagonal to our body. Go ahead and sink down into your thighs, making sure your knees are in alignment with your ankles. Get strong in your foundation here. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, inhale onto your toes and bring your hands up. We'll take 2 breath cycles here to get centered before adding on. After your breath cycles, go ahead and exhale down into forward fold, bringing your hands into that space between your 2 legs. Get strong in this foundation here. Take a breath cycle. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale our arms up. We're going to exhale them back down. Inhale our arms up and exhale them back down. We're going to do one more. Inhale those arms up. Exhale them back down. Great job. Release those feet. Heel toe them back in. Whew. And then inhale, arms to the sky, palms touching. And we're going to exhale, bending to the right, coming into a side bend on the right. We're going to take 3 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, on an inhale, come on back up to center, and then exhale to bend over to the left. And we'll take 3 breath cycles on that side. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and release your hands back down to your side. From here, we're going to open our legs back into goddess legs, but this time no toe balances. So, opening our legs into goddess legs, our toes are diagonal to our body. We're going to go ahead and sink down into that squat again, making sure our knees are in alignment with our ankles. Bring our palms to rest either on our knees or just on top of our knees, that space between our kneecap and our thigh. Take an inhale here to find length in your spine. And then on an exhale, drop your left shoulder in that space between your 2 legs. And then exhale to twist your chin and gaze over to the right, coming into a right-sided twist in the goddess pose. We're going to take 5 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and come out of that, release your knees, straighten your legs. Point your feet towards the front of your mat. We're going to be taking a wide-legged forward fold here. Bring your hands behind you and clasp your fingers. Take an inhale to find length in your spine. And on an exhale, exhale down to forward fold, leaving your hands to rest on your tailbone. Gaze is down at the floor. We're going to take 3 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and come back up. Keeping our legs open into a 90-degree angle, we're going to repeat that on the other side. So making sure our feet are diagonal to our body, we're going to sink down into that squat, making sure our knees are in alignment with our ankles. From here, you're going to inhale to find length in your spine. And we're going to exhale to drop our right shoulder in between that space, between our 2 legs. And we're going to twist over to the left. Gaze will be over at the left. And we're going to hold for 5 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and straighten your legs from that squat. Bring your toes to point towards the front of the room. Clasp your hands behind you. Inhale here to find length in your spine. And exhale, bowing forward, leaving your hands to rest on your tailbone behind you. Gaze will be at the floor. We're going to take 3 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and come back up. We're going to repeat that set over again. So making sure our toes are diagonal to our body. We're going to sink down into our squat, making sure our knees are in alignment with our ankles. Take a moment here to get strong in your foundation before we add on to this. Take an inhale to find length in your spine. And when you're ready, go ahead and exhale your left shoulder down into that space and twist over to the right. Gaze will be at the right. We're going to hold for 5 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and release from that squat, straightening your knees. Point your toes towards the front of your room. Inhale to find length in your spine and to clasp your hands behind you. And we're going to exhale down into a forward fold. Gaze will be at the floor. We're going to hold for 3 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and come back up. Leaving your legs in a wide stance, we got to repeat that on the other side. So pointing your toes diagonal to your body, making sure your knees are in alignment with your ankles, go ahead and sink down into your squat. This time we're going left. Inhale to find length in your spine. And exhale to drop your right shoulder into that space and to twist over to the left. Gaze will be at the left. We're going to hold here for 5 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can release your legs from that squat by straightening them. Point your feet towards the front of your room. Inhale to find length in your spine and to clasp your hands behind you. Exhale to hinge at your hips, bowing down into wide-legged forward fold, keeping our hands resting on our tailbones. We're going to hold here for 3 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and come back up. Release your hands to the side. From here, we're going to go to sit down onto our mat, on our bottoms. You can go ahead and lie back. We're coming into bridge pose here. So our soles of the feet are on our mat. Our hands are, our palms of our hands are placed on the mat next to our body. Take an inhale here and exhale, raising your hips up. Take a breath cycle here because we're adding on. And when you are ready, on an inhale, bring the right foot up to rest on top of your left thigh. We're going to hold here for 3 breath cycles. I know you guys can do it. Be strong in your foundation. You've got this. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and release your right foot back down onto the mat, releasing your hips back down on the mat as well. Take a moment here before we do that on the other side. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and inhale your hips up to the sky. Take a breath cycle. And now, when you're ready, on an inhale, bring your left foot to rest on top of your right thigh. And we're going to take 3 breath cycles here. Remaining strong. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and release that foot back down onto the mat. From here, we're going to do a twist. So go ahead and inhale your knees into your chest. And when you're ready, exhale your knees over to the right, opening your arms out to a T. We're going to take 3 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can go ahead and inhale your knees back into your chest. Maybe give yourself a hug here if that feels good for you today. And then when you're ready, on an exhale, release those knees onto the left side, opening our arms out to a T. We're going to hold for 3 breath cycles. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and inhale your knees back into your chest. And then exhale the soles of your feet back down to the mat. We're going to do that set again. So setting ourselves up for bridge pose, placing the palms of our hands next to our body and grounding our feet into the mat. On an inhale, we're going to lift our hips up to the sky. Take a breath cycle here. And then on an inhale, bring the right foot on top of your left thigh. We're going to take 4 breath cycles here. Really staying strong. I know you guys can do it. And once you've completed your 4 breath cycles, you can release that right foot back down onto the mat, as well as your hips. You can release them. Take a breath cycle here. And then on your next inhale, inhale those hips up to the sky. Take a breath cycle. And then inhale that right foot on top of your left foot on top of your right thigh. Sorry. We're going to hold for 4 breath cycles. Really staying strong in our foundation. Focusing on strength and balance. And once you've completed your 4 breath cycles, you can release that left foot back down onto the mat, as well as your hips. You can release them as well. Now, go ahead and inhale your knees into your chest. And then exhale them over to the right, opening your arms out to a T. Gaze can either be at the right or up at the ceiling. We're going to hold here for 3 breath cycles. once you've completed your 3 breath cycles, on an inhale, inhale those knees back into your chest. And then exhale the knees down onto the left, coming into a twist on the left. Gaze can either be at the left or up above. We're going to hold for 3 breath cycles. And once you've completed your 3 breath cycles, let's go ahead and set ourselves back up for this set one more final time. Setting ourselves up for that bridge pose. Bringing the soles of our feet on to touch our mat. Knees pointed to the ceiling. Hands grounded into the mat next to us. On an inhale, lift those hips up to the sky. Take a breath cycle here. And then on your next inhale, inhale your right foot on top of your left thigh. And we're going to hold here for 4 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, you can release your right foot back down onto the mat as well as your hips. You can release them. Take a breath cycle here. And then on an inhale, lift those hips up to the sky one final time. Take a breath cycle here. And then on your next inhale, inhale your left foot on top of your right thigh. And we're going to hold here for 4 breath cycles. And once you've completed your 4 breath cycles, you can go ahead and release your left foot back down onto the mat as well as your hips. On an inhale, inhale your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug here. And then when you're ready, exhale those knees over to the right, opening your arms into a T. Gaze can be up at the ceiling or over to the right. We're going to take 5 breath cycles here. And once you've completed your breath cycles, on an inhale, inhale those knees into your chest. And then exhale, releasing them over to the left, coming into the twist on the left for one final time. Gaze is up at the ceiling or over to the left. And we're going to hold here for 5 breath cycles. And once you've completed your breath cycles, inhale your knees into your chest one more time. And give yourself a hug one final time. Bring a smile to your face here. You've done great. We're about to settle into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Now when you're ready, go ahead and release those legs, extending them out onto your mat. Coming into Shavasana. Hands beside you, palms up or down, whatever feels good for you here. Go ahead and close your eyes. Allow yourself to sink deeply into your mat, feeling grounded and supported by the earth beneath you. Let's take a few moments to unwind, to ease out of our practice today, to let go of anything that might be weighing you down. Release whatever might be binding you. Inhale deeply through the nose and exhale audibly through your mouth. Keep your attention on your breath. Follow the rhythm of your breath as it enters in and out of your nose. In a few moments, you will follow along with me as we begin to take inventory of your body with a quick body scan. Softly tighten the spot I name, becoming aware of any pockets of tension or tightness. Then breathe into the area, dissolving and releasing all discomfort. Notice any physical sensations you may feel. Allow yourself to completely relax and become heavy as we move together through each body part. Become aware of any tension you might be holding in your forehead. Tighten, breathe, release, relax. Become aware of any tension you might be holding in your eyes. Tighten, breathe, release, relax. Jawline, tighten, breathe, release, relax. Neck, tighten, breathe, release, relax. Shoulders, tighten, breathe, release, relax. Arms, tighten, breathe, release, relax. Hands and fingers, tighten, breathe, release, relax. Stomach, tighten, breathe, release, relax. Legs, tighten, breathe, release, relax. Feet and toes, tighten, breathe, release, relax. Back, tighten, breathe, release, Relax. Feel the tension dissipate and stress leaving every inch of your body. Let all your muscles soften and sink into your mat. Coming back into our bodies here, becoming aware of our surroundings. Please join me when you are ready in a cross-legged position on your mat so we can close today's practice. Now, bringing our hands into prayer position at our hearts and closing our eyes and bowing our head if that feels good for us today. Thank yourself for showing up today, for remaining mindfully present in the moment, for staying grounded focus on your body. Your body thanks you also. And as we end today's practice, I offer you one last thing, a mantra for peace, harmony, and happiness. Unto heaven, may there be peace. Peace in the skies and peace on earth. May all the waters and plants know peace. May the great trees of the forest and the universe know peace. May there be peace, happiness, and wholeness for all. Om Shanti 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 Om. I hope today's session has brought you peace, love, and happiness. Thank you for allowing me to practice with you today. Namaste.